Hi, I'm Laura, and welcome back to the Tarot Genie, where you receive intuitive insights from the tarot to your burning questions about business, career, creativity, entrepreneurship, spirituality, and more. Would you like to learn how to do an activity that's important to you, whether it's playing a musical instrument, doing artwork, doing a portrait, a painting, maybe writing a novel, or even creating a business plan? Would you like to do that activity with greater flow and less effort, and just have more synchronicity involved, engaged in that activity? Well, that's what the tarot is going to tell us today. How can we do that? How can we achieve greater flow and less effort in a particular activity? And as always, I'd like to recommend a book. Now, this book, by the title, is going to seem like it's going to only apply to a small portion of people, but it's called The Natural Classical Guitar. But pay attention to the subtitle, The Principles of Effortless Playing. And what I like about this book, which is by Lee Ryan, who studied, if you know anything about classical guitar, and probably a lot of people won't, but he studied under the master Andres Segovia, one of the most famous classical guitarists of the 20th century. And he also studied transcendental meditation. So he combined the two disciplines of playing a musical instrument that involves a lot of intricate finger work. And I know because I took classical guitar from ages 10 to 18, and I do plan to take it up again. I've only played here and there like 2 minutes at a time every few months, but I would like to take it up again. But he combines the concepts of the intricate finger work with the concept of meditation and the idea of flow. And just to quickly show some of the principles, he says, of effortless playing involved. He says, well, let nature support your playing. So he talks about how you have to position the body in a certain way so that the playing becomes easier. You know, you're not hunched over. You're in such a way so that everything can be played to the maximum quality possible and with the least effort. And it's let nature take its course. As he said, support your playing. And then he also includes principles about increasing mind-body awareness, tuning into the present, which comes from his study of meditation, developing natural concentration to focus the mind effortlessly. So it's all this concept of just the idea of flow and moving effortlessly so that you enhance the quality and enjoyment of a particular activity. So that's going to be our focus today. And we're going to ask the tarot the three questions, or three facets of the question, how to enjoy more flow and get into more flow. Is one, the mindset that is recommended that you adopt. Two, physically, are there things you need to do in terms of, as Lee Ryan advises in his book for the classical guitarist, how to the person should hold their body for maximum quality playing. And then finally, the spiritual philosophy that you may want to consider in approaching this particular activity. So we're just going to shuffle the cards and very well until I hear that ding. All right, I'm going to lay this out. And I apologize for my voice. I'm getting over a little cold that I had this week, and it's kind of giving me a frog in my throat. Now, the first card will represent the mindset that you need to take. What should you focus on when you are starting to engage in this particular activity? And we see here the 8 of Cups. Now, this is interesting, 8 of Cups. And when this is upright, the 8 of Cups often, for me, represents an individual who's kind of on a quest, as if something were missing, because the way these 8 cups are stacked, it appears that there's a missing, there's a space, there's a gap. And with his red cloak and red boots, he has this passion to look for something that's missing, and using and relying on intuition, especially with the moon, which mirrors the idea of intuition. Now, I select this card reversed, suggesting that the mindset that you can take, or that is recommended that you take, to create greater flow and synchronicity in a particular activity might be that you really need to tune in to your intuition. And I would say not think that, since this is reversed, would not focus on what's missing, or, you know, or if you're not skilled yet and that you're maybe fumbling around, as if, you know, if you're starting out playing classical guitar, which is a demanding and involves intricate finger work. Don't focus what's on missing. Just think deeply within yourself. Tune into your intuition and just get a sense, a feeling for what is needed. You know, kind of tune in, be receptive to the feeling part. You know, adopt that, ironically, adopt that mindset that you need to tune into your intuition, tune into your feelings to be able to maximize the flow and maximize the synchronicities that you would like to experience in this particular activity. I would say that's an important thing, not just focusing all on the discipline or the particular steps, but tuning into the feeling, you know, how you feel, and also assuming that don't assume that you're missing anything. I would say that's an important message here. The second card relates to physically what needs to be done. And we have the Page of Pentacles. I always like the pages. The pages represent messengers bringing something, you know, they represent youthful energy. And for me, this is saying, if we're talking about the physical dimension, physical realm, we see here that this particular page has got that youthful vibe, youthful energy, of course, since he's a young person. The red headpiece that he has, to me, represents passion and purpose. And as you see him gazing at that pentacle, that coin, it's very focused. Do what's needed physically to focus yourself. You know, don't, you know, really, whether it's gazing in a particular way, in terms of if it's your golf stroke, or if you're playing guitar, or you're looking at your canvas and you're an artist, is to learn how to put your body into such a way to support your focus. And you may need to isolate yourself. Now look, he's out here in the garden, the countryside. He's by himself. He's very focused. So do what's needed to focus your body. That's what's, I think, is critical. I would say if it's a physical activity, you know, you want to be erect, you want to be engaged, you want to do whatever you can to support yourself to be highly focused. That's one way. When you're focused, then things will flow more effortlessly. And finally, the spiritual mindset. Interesting that you should assume. The Knight of Wands reversed. Now, when we have the Knight upright, we see this young person, this man who's charging forth on his horse, and he appears to be, he's got a lot of fire energy. These feathers, it looks like, and they almost look like flames coming out of his helmet. And the horse is, you know, gallivanting or galloping with great energy, and he's tearing forth into this, what seems to be a desert. And also there's growth. The wands represent passion and purpose, and there's growth. There are leaves coming out of the wand. And it suggests to me that because it's reversed, and we're asking, you know, spiritually, how should you approach this particular activity so that you enjoy greater flow and greater synchronicity? Instill within yourself deeply that sense of passion, youthful passion, purpose, zeal, as if nothing's going to stop you. You're not going to get discouraged by anything. Anything, especially new activities, something that we're beginning in, there'll be frustrating moments, but we must charge forth with just tremendous zeal. That's what it's saying, with inner zeal, that zeal that comes from within us, deeply within us. That's what is recommended here for things to flow. In conclusion, it's interesting, we have cards from 3 of the elements. We have the Cups card, the mindset, reversed, but saying that we really need to tap into intuition and feelings, get that feeling flow to enhance our activity. Physically, we need to somehow, we may have to isolate ourselves or allow ourselves to be in a situation where we can physically really focus. We're not going to have a lot of distractions, things that will take us off the activity. And finally, instill great inner zeal so that nothing will stop us, and we'll have that inner drive so that whatever obstacles we encounter, nothing will stop us, and we have that mindset, things are just going to flow more effortlessly. I hope this has been helpful for you. If you have not already subscribed, please hit the subscribe button. I will put the name of the book in the notes, and I will also recommend a piece of music. Might be something like the William Tell Overture, which is this dynamic piece of music that gets you, it reminds me of this particular individual, the Knight of Wands. Until next time, remember to illumine your mind, inspire your life with the tarot.